Welcome to a new episode of Plots We Have at Home, where we come up with the most unhinged story prompts this side of the Atlantic and let ChatGPT do the hard work and make sense of it.
Or not. We read the stories out loud for you, and it's always the first time for both of us hearing them. So, you get our unfiltered reactions.
I'm John,
And I'm Danny.
and let's dive right into our first story of the day.
Okay, here's the first story of today. Late night podracing segment. Barack Obama sat comfortably in his favorite armchair, his worn out slippers resting on the coffee table. It was late at night, and he found himself mindlessly zapping through the channels on his TV, searching for something to capture his interest. As he pressed the remote control button, he realized he had gone further down the list of channels than anybody had ever ventured before. The screen flickered, and a hidden channel appeared before him. Curiosity piqued. Obama leaned forward, his eyes widening with surprise. The hidden channel displayed a vibrant scene of alien landscapes and racing vehicles. It was a pod race, much like the one he had seen in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. The commentator's voice filled the room, narrating the thrilling race as if it were a major sporting event. But it is a major sporting event. And here we have an exhilarating pod race, ladies and gentlemen, exclaimed the commentator with infectious enthusiasm. The engines are roaring, the pilots are ready, and the anticipation is electric. Hold on to your seats as these skilled racers push the limits of speed and skill in a quest for victory. Obama found himself captivated by the spectacle before him. The pod racers zoomed across the screen, their engines whirring and their vehicles maneuvering with incredible precision. The commentator's voice continued to add an air of excitement to the event. In the lead, we have the daring Andorni, known for his lightning-fast reflexes and unmatched agility. But don't count out the feisty challenger Zoltran, who is hot on his heels, determined to snatch victory from Andorni's grasp. Fuck these names!
I think he's making them up too.
It's a battle of speed, strategy, and nerves as they navigate through treacherous turns and avoid deadly obstacles. Obama couldn't help but marvel at the intense competition unfolding before him. The vivid colors, the adrenaline-filled atmosphere, and the sheer spectacle of the race filled his mind with awe and admiration. He found himself drawn into the narrative of the race, imagining the strategies and risks involved in such high-stakes competition. As the race reached its climax, with pod racers whizzing past one another, the commentator's voice grew even more animated. We're approaching the final lap, folks! It's now or never for these racers! Orndorny is determined to maintain his lead while Zoltran refuses to back down. The tension is palpable. I'm doing what I can here. Caught up in the moment, Obama couldn't tear his eye away from the screen. The racers flew across the finish line, and the crowd erupted into thunderous applause. The commentator's voice filled the room one last time, announcing the final results. Andorni has done it! He's clinched the victory, displaying remarkable skill and sheer determination. What a race! Just as the hidden channel began to fade away, Michelle's voice echoed from the hallway, gently breaking the spell. Barack, it's time to come to bed! You've been up late again! Fuck my life. Obama. Apparently he's a child.
An old, I mean, he is an older retired man, so I guess it tracks.
I don't know, man. Obama blinked and slowly turned his gaze towards the doorway, a smile lingering on his face. All right, Michelle, I'll be there in just a moment. As the TV screen returned to its normal channels, Obama leaned back in his armchair, reflecting on the exhilarating experience he had just witnessed. The joy and excitement of the race still lingered in his heart. With a renewed sense of wonder, the wonders a pod race can do to you. With a renewed sense of wonder, he rose from his chair, ready to join Michelle and embrace the comfort of their shared bedtime routine. What? Sometimes, even a late night adventure can remind you of the magic in the world, he thought to himself. And perhaps tomorrow I'll find new ways to bring that magic into the lives of others. With that thought, Barack Obama switched off the TV and made his way to the bedroom, his mind filled with inspiration and ideas of how to implement pod races on Earth.
Generally, because he's like so enthralled by the experience he just witnessed. He's just like filling with creativity, I guess.
Okay. As he slipped into bed beside Michelle, she turned to him, her eyes warm and affectionate. Did you find something interesting, Barack? She asked, a hint of curiosity in her voice. A soft smile played on his lips as he recounted the extraordinary race he had stumbled upon. You wouldn't believe it, Michelle. I found myself watching a pod race, just like the one in Star Wars. It was exhilarating, and for a moment I was transported to another world. Michelle chuckled softly, her hand resting on his. Only you, Beric, could stumble upon a hidden channel and find yourself captivated by an intergalactic race. But that's one of the things I love about you, your sense of wonder and the way you find joy in unexpected moments. He gazed into her eyes, gratitude filling his heart. I suppose it's part of who I am. Even in the quiet moments, I'm always seeking inspiration, always eager to discover something new. Michelle's smile widened, her love for him evident in her eyes. And that's what makes you so special, Beric. Your ability to see beyond the ordinary and inspire others to do the same. As they settled beneath the covers, ready to embrace the warmth of sleep, Barack Obama couldn't help but feel a surge of optimism. The race he had witnessed reminded him of the power of dreams, the strength of determination, and the magic that resides within each person. In that quiet moment, he made a silent promise to himself to continue seeking out those hidden channels of inspiration, to share his discoveries, and to encourage others to find their own source of joy and wonder. The fuck did I just read? Okay, first of all, I want to like toot my own horn a little. I was pretty good at doing the commentator on the race.
Love it. It was perfect, just as I imagined it.
Honestly, I mean, I contained myself very much. It was really funny, but I was just so focused on being the commentator that I couldn't laugh as much. I just totally butchered the beginning because when I saw the title for the first time and then saw the first two words being Barack Obama, I just died a little on the inside. I was already like, oh my god, no, it was really funny. I also love that when I asked ChatGPT because it ended the first part of the story in the middle of the sentence, and I just asked ChatGPT to finish the sentence, it just gave me like 5 paragraphs about how Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are laying in bed, and she treats him like a child and tells him that she loves how creative and special he is, and and it's just really really weird, and I don't know what that was, but the first part was great. So yeah, maybe tell us about your prompt.
Yeah, I think I can wholeheartedly agree to that. I think it struck like all the major story beats that I wanted it to, like Barack Obama just stumbling onto this hidden channel and then for some reason seeing like some pod race and it being like this sports broadcast thing that he just gets enthralled by and is the only person ever to actually like stumble upon. And then as he gets called to bed, that was what I told the AI to end the story with. It kind of derailed after that and turned into this like circle jerk about him having like this sense of wonder and bringing it into the world.
Yeah.
So that's mostly ChatGPT bringing its own morality into the play, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm just so grateful for having you perform this sports commentator person and just nailing it perfectly. Thank you for that.
Yeah, if you can, you must, you know. That's a very English sentence. No, I tried. No, but honestly, I love the prompt. It's really funny. And I love how you always like get out of the box because I always think in like fictional characters and you just bring in freaking Barack Obama. I just can't. It's amazing. Love it.
Mix that magic. Gotta keep the others on the toes. Okay, and here we are with our second story of the day, and it's called Jurassic Park Adventure. Jonathan Van Ness was thrilled to be invited to Jurassic Park. As the resident hairstylist for the park, he was tasked with making sure everyone looked their best for the upcoming marketing campaign. He'd been buzzing with excitement for weeks, counting down the days until he could meet the iconic Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Ali Sattler, and Dr. Ian Malcolm. When he arrived at the park, he was greeted by the eccentric John Hammond, who introduced him to the three scientists. They were all very serious, and Jonathan couldn't help but feel a little intimidated by their intelligence and professionalism. As they toured the park, things started to go wrong. Okay, not beating around the bush with this one, huh? The security system began to fail, and before they knew, they were face to face with a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Just like that. Jonathan screamed and hid behind Dr. Ian Malcolm, who was surprisingly calm considering the situation. "We have to get out of here," Dr. Grant shouted. "It's not safe." Dr. Sattler nodded in agreement. "We need to find somewhere to hide." But before they could make a move, the T-Rex let out a deafening roar and charged towards them. Jonathan clung to Dr. Malcolm's arm, and they both ran for their lives. Ooh. As they dodged trees and debris, Jonathan couldn't help but think about how ridiculous he must look. That's what's on your mind right now? He was wearing a bright pink jumpsuit and carrying a blow dryer, while Dr. Malcolm looked like he had just stepped off a fashion shoot with his leather jacket and shades. Excuse me? Cue the James Bond theme song. What the fuck? But as they ran, Jonathan realized that he had never felt more alive. He was in the middle of a real-life action movie, and he was doing his best to keep up with the fearless Dr. Malcolm. As they ran, Jonathan shouted out, "Yas, Queen, we can do this!" Dr. Malcolm chuckled. "You're a real firecracker, aren't you?" Eventually, they found themselves cornered by the T-Rex. Jonathan was ready to give up, but Dr. Malcolm stepped forward and began to distract the dinosaur with his quick wit and snappy one-liners. Because the dinosaur is a fan of 80s action movies or something. I don't fucking know. It was a risky move, but it worked. The T-Rex was so focused on Dr. Malcolm that it didn't even notice when Jonathan slipped away and made a run for it. As he stumbled out of the jungle and into the safety of the park's control room, Jonathan collapsed into a chair and caught his breath. He looked up to see Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler, and John Hammond staring at him in shock. "Are you okay?" Dr. Grant asked. Jonathan nodded, still trying to process what had just happened. "That was the craziest thing that ever happened," he said, "but I wouldn't have missed it for the world." Dr. Sattler smiled. "Well, you certainly made a brave escape. We'll have to call you the new hero of Jurassic Park." Jonathan beamed with pride. "Yes, Queen, that's me!" Okay, there's plenty to unpack here. Let me just catch my breath for a second. So, first of all, great shit. Just imagining JVN going through Jurassic Park, styling the staff and the dinosaurs.
Also with his like pocket blow dryer. What?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine him like basically 007ing it as like his gun stand-in or whatever, blowing away the dinosaurs or something. I don't fucking know. Then the whole park going downhill and everything going to shit in like a matter of seconds. Just like as they start the tour, everything goes downhill. Then they are in front of the T-Rex. Just like yeah, that's how it goes. So we don't have any time to like beat around it. I love that. And then just in JVM, leaving Dr. Malcolm to die and being eaten by the T-Rex as he runs into the control room and being like, "Yes, Queen, I'm the hero," is just peak.
But maybe we don't know if Ian Malcolm is dead. Maybe he's having like a witty like riddle contest with the T-Rex.
Just like dissing him so hard with the one-liners that he's dropping that the T-Rex is just like, "Oh no, now I really have to go back into the jungle." What?
I'm kind of imagining them having a rap battle.
Yes, that's my headcanon canon tuna. Please send in the, the punchlines the T-Rex drops against Dr. Malcolm.
Chaos theory much? Okay, honestly, this is kind of everything I want.
Everything I wanted.
Oh my god. Yeah. So there's not much to say. The prompt I wrote was that Jonathan Van Ness was invited to Jurassic Park to style the people there for marketing material as, Sattler, Grant, and Malcolm are there to approve the park. And then I asked ChatGPT to, write a scene about the systems going down like they are in the movie, which,
So that just failed. Period.
I mean, I guess we just didn't go into detail there. And yeah, that I also wanted to have JVN stand off the T-Rex together with Ian Malcolm because that's kind of what it is like in the movie, obviously without JVN, but Malcolm just kind of being injured, whatever. Not necessarily that they run off in the jungle together and then Malcolm has a convincing speech to
Like distracting him with cool one-liners, as is in any action movie from the 80s and 90s, like the "go to hell like this" kind of shit. And then the T-Rex is just like, "Oh damn, this is so interesting. I'd rather listen to this guy talk and making movie references than eat the fucking guy in front of me." I don't know.
yeah. Also, just freaking love that that JVN is carrying this blow dryer. I can't get over that. And also, I asked ChatGPT to make JVN say yes, Queen at least once, and it did twice. So yeah, I'm happy. I don't know. This was wild.
I'm also happier in my trajectory in life just for having read this out loud to myself and everybody of you, every one of you. I can't speak anymore. That was it. Our 2 stories for today. Thank you so much for listening.
And if you enjoyed this episode, share it with everyone you know who supports federal interference with reckless dinosaur shenanigans. And if they don't like this one, we still have more plot at home.